It says here, stick around to the end of the devlog for an important announcement. And it doesn't give us a fucking announcement. Today is the 28th of January, a Tuesday, and surprisingly we have got a devlog 2 days supposedly earlier, being devlog 35. One thing I want to clear up before I deep dive into this devlog is I'm getting a lot of questions surrounding this NDA. I'm guessing most of you came from Jade Monkey's video and I'm just wondering if I'd signed it or if I'd read over it or this and that. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically the answer is no. Hopefully that clears up any questions. So being this the first devlog of 2025, it's got to be massive. And let's just get through it and see what happens and where we're at the other side of the tunnel. Are we further into bigger updates, or are we left kind of thinking what the hell is happening with this game? So first of all, we have new vehicle controls. We're excited to introduce improvements to the control system for boats and submarines, enhancing the gameplay experience for all players, and below is an overview of the changes you can expect. Now before I go into this further, this is how this video is going to kind of plan out. I'm just going to read through the devlog, then I'll go back to these little segments and talk about my opinions on the overall devlog and the individual bits that we can pick apart. Here we have analog stick-based acceleration. The degree of acceleration corresponds to how far the analog stick is tilted. For instance, a slight push forward will result in slow acceleration, whilst a full tilt will maximize speed. And then you have enhanced turning radius, so turning mechanics have been refined to offer better control. Auto acceleration feature. A new auto acceleration functionality has been added to streamline movement in forward direction. To activate, push the left analog stick fully forward for at least 3 seconds, and to deactivate, pull the analog stick fully backward to immediately cancel auto acceleration. Similar to how you kind of move if you have auto sprint on for Rust console. More expanded control detection areas. So here you have reverse, stationary and forward. We've improved the controls to extend the detection areas for both forward and reverse movements. Forward, the expanded detection area provides a larger turning radius, making directional adjustments smoother. For reverse, similarly, the extend reverse detection area ensures smoother backward navigation. And when the analog stick is pushed in the opposite direction, I should say, the turning radius reverses to its default. For some reason, I'm having a stroke right now, allowing for quick directional corrections. And here we have a new feature, as well as the other features spoken about above. We have the Combat Log 2.0, which is enhanced design and navigation. So introducing Combat Log 2.0, featuring improvements aimed at making the interface more intuitive and user-friendly. These updates focus on improving navigation and readability for all players. So here's what's new. You have diagonal navigation controls. So the current issue being, previously when scrolling through the combat log, players were restricted to a single axis of movement. For example, if you started scrolling vertically up or down, you could simultaneously scroll horizontally left or right until you stopped. So the improvement is this restriction has been removed. So if we move down to improved row and column spacing. So the current issue, the existing row and column spacing occasionally made it difficult to read individual logs, and the scroll bar would sometimes obscure important details. And for the improvement of this, we've adjusted the spacing between rows and columns to improve clarity and ensure all information remains visible. Invalids improvement. So this is a huge thing within Rust console. If you're new to Rust console, invalids is a huge issue that this game has had since its inception back in 2021. So it's something they've always tried to combat. It's kind of nice to actually get something for invalids, because it's been something people have been crying out for since the dawn of time. Following up the invalids addressal in devlog 31, if you want to go back to devlog 31 to see what was addressed, you can. We've implemented adjustments aimed at reducing the occurrence of invalid shots in the game. These changes will go live with the latest update. So to adjust the adjustments, focusing on improving the mechanics that caused invalid shots, ensuring smoother and more reliable hit detection. Here's how we, the players, can help with this. If you continue to encounter what you believe to be invalid shots, record evidence, include the combat log, and share it with Double 11. Upload your clips to the designated Discord or designed Discord thread for invalids. Your contributions are invaluable and will help us fine-tune the system even further. Fishing update. What? Players can now put worms and grubs in their hand slot. Updated bait stack display to match Steam version and updated various bait values and stack sizes for various items. I mean, I guess, yeah, we're coming towards more to what PC is, but this is something that I've never seen anyone ask for in their life. And they have a couple of things down here that I'm not really going to go through because it's fishing update. I don't know who cares about fishing, but you can see, you can pause the video and read there. There's 3 things that they've just covered there. So other improvements and bug fixes. Now I'm probably going to assume this is the quality of life, whether they're fixes or new improvements. So you have teammate marker and player name now includes a black outline. D-pad can now be used in the tech tree, making it quicker to navigate. Higher tier workbench can now access lower tier tech trees. Death point marker will now be visible on the compass. The landmine model has now been updated. Cooldown timer added for compound wall placement. Movement now cancels the ability to place a wall. Loot can now be stored in corpses. Text can now be hidden while aiming down sights. From the options tab in the HUD menu, metal shopfront updated to fix an exploit, allowing players to drop others' weapons attachments. Icons for heli and cargo have been updated and made dynamic to better understand their direction. Players can now instantly stop scrolling on the mixing table. Scientist Chinook now matches face punch. I'm guessing that means face punch. Attachments can now be swapped between guns. So you can just pause the video and look at all those pointers that they've got for improvements and bug fixes. And now we have, lastly, from Roszilla, important announcement. We understand that you're waiting on a big update and content roadmap. It's being worked on as you read this. We hear you. Rest assured, we've got some exciting news to share with you soon. Until then, keep surviving and avoid getting raided. So I've got a lot to say about this devlog and really about the state the game's in at the moment. So, you know, I'm just going to go through these quick pointers here because this is the main talking point, I think, of the video that we should be looking at. We have all these new vehicle controls. Now, look, I said on Twitter, if I'm a betting man, this is just directional towards helis. I refuse to believe that all of this change, of course, it's been made to the boats and submarines and water-based vehicles. Someone did comment that on my TikTok video as well. Yes, but how you play on PC, playing in a submarine, is kind of similarly how you control a minicopter. And this is what Double 11, I guess, are striving to do with these controls. You know, we already have the vehicle controls of submarines, tugboats. This is going to be implemented on to minicopters and any air transportation for that matter. And we have analog stick-based acceleration. This is literally, if you think of a mouse, the little movements you have, and then the big swipes movements you have with a mouse on a mouse pad. This is literally the controller version of that. This, I don't understand. This doesn't go towards heli whatsoever. If this doesn't go towards minicopters, then fuck me, I don't know what will at this point. You have enhanced turning radius, auto acceleration feature, all these things pointing towards air transportation. Here we have combat log 2.0, something I'm not totally interested in. I don't play the game enough to be interested in the combat log 2.0. I guess it's something further to help aid people that are just looking at the combat log for whatever reason, but more specifically looking at invalids and being able to record and send them off to Double 11. Diagonal navigation controls, improved row and column spacing, something I'm not totally in with. Invalids improvement, again, this has been going on since the dawn of time with this game. Invalids need to be fixed, but there's quite a lot of reasoning behind why they happen. And you know, you could be on an NA server when you're in EU, or you play in an Aussie server when you're English. Like, of course you're going to get invalids because of the connection. But it's nice that invalids have been spoken about, and you know, from devlog 31 to 35, you know, it's still frequently being spoken about by Double 11, which I guess is good. Fishing update, I mean, out of all the things you could have put in this devlog, and we're talking about fucking fishing, I don't know, I could be totally behind the trend. People might love this update. From what I've seen, people are not really feeling it, and I understand why. Fishing update, are you serious? is what it is. I guess we move on. We have other improvements and bug fixes. I'm guessing, like I said, this is towards the fixes for the quality of life. So it seems like we've got a 3-parter in the quality of life saga, which is just funny at this point. But it's good to see some stuff that they've got down, that they've improved, and that will be in the game when it fully updates for main branch. And the important announcement that we have is that we're waiting on a big update and a content roadmap. I'm surprised at, we're just going to look at this first bit of the sentence. Of course we're waiting on a big update because we haven't had one in 4 to 5 months. And the content roadmap should be done by now. I don't know how long we've got to wait for this. If we've got to wait a couple more days, again, I'll come to this point at the end of this video. But a couple more days, I don't particularly understand if there's going to be a couple day wait. If it's a month, then who knows? But it feels like, from not even a content creator standpoint, but a fan of the game of Rust Console. I've been playing this game since beta, and for so long, it feels as if we've been taken on a little bit of threads. You know, we go 5 steps forward and then 10 steps back. That's how it feels. I mean, it feels as if they've been, you know, telling us, oh, important announcement. We're being told there's an important announcement in a fucking announcement, which is the dev block. So it really is counterintuitive. It doesn't mean anything. If anything, it pisses us off more. It's kind of like, yeah, you have this little bit, but there's more to come. There's more to come, I promise. That feels as if, in a nutshell, what Rust Console has been like. There's more to come, there's more to come. Because of course we're trying to get to the PC version. However, it just doesn't feel like it's been done fast enough. I'm really eager to see what content roadmap we have. And it may feel like that there's quite a lot of pressure on whoever there is at Double 11 to make this work. This is a make or break year, and I said that even in 2024, but 2024 was kind of like, yeah, fair. But if we get the same treatment in 2024, in 2025 this game will die. It will not progress. So this has got to be the most progressive year. This is going into 4 years of the game, for God's sake. Anyways, let's move on. So it's all being worked on as you read this. We hear you. Rest assured, we've got some exciting news to share with you soon. Until then, keep surviving and avoid getting raided. Now, what scares me about this is there's nothing concrete of what is going to be the next update. There is just, we've got some exciting news to share with you. News doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen now. That news could mean there's stuff in the pipeline in the next 2 months. I'm guessing when quality of life after its 3-parter has concluded, that will go on to this January or end of January, so that'll be the February launch update. At the end of Feb, we'll probably get the PTB new update of whatever's in the content roadmap. I'm 99.9% sure HELIS will come to the game in 2025. Everything from new vehicle controls to maybe hints here and there. A lot of things are pointing towards HELIS. A lot of crying out from content creators and fans of the game and players want something new. We need, I guess, as an argument for bigger player pop. Bigger maps, I'm a fan of, because bigger maps means you can introduce more things to the game and the map itself. HELIS, FOV, there's so much stuff that I've gone over tens of thousands of times that I'm getting bored of going over. So I'm hoping this content roadmap really answers our prayers for what we want to come for this game. Again, so I'll make it clear, if you've up to this video, people that are saying you can't speak because you're in an NDA, I haven't signed anything. So I want to make that perfectly clear to you guys. Nothing has been signed on my part, so you know, I can speak freely about whatever I want. But I'm very, very skeptical at just how this is right now with Rust Console, how everything is being treated. It feels like there's sorts of pressure mounting. We have Rust Mobile on the horizon, and Rust Mobile is being fully supported and promoted by Facepunch. Where do you see that treatment from Facepunch for Rust Console? There isn't. There's none. Nada. It's completely non-existent by the looks of things. So whether or not Facepunch and Double 11's relationship is on, you know, on the rocks, I don't know. But all I know is that, in my opinion, this ain't good enough. This dev blog is not good enough. It really doesn't give us much. If we're looking at this at face value without doing theories and being skeptical about things, this really is shit. And I'm going to be honest, as a content creator standpoint, I really want this game to do well, and I hope it does well. But to have, you know, I'm not blaming anyone. Maybe the higher ups, I don't know. But when you're having the dev blog that, you know, stick around, it says here, stick around to the end of the devlog for an important announcement. And it doesn't give us a fucking announcement. Do you see where I'm coming from? I'm just a bit pissed off. I want the game to do well. And I don't know. I'm pretty exhausted at this point. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's devlog 35 wrapped up. Thank you so much for watching. And I would like to really hear your opinions on this in the comment section below. Hopefully this wasn't a long video, but it's something I wanted to put my 2 cents in, and hopefully you guys thoroughly enjoyed that. Leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you so much for nearly 6,000 subscribers. Honestly, I enjoy everything about content creation. I edit, I do voice editing as well. I do everything. I don't pay anyone for anything. I do my own thumbnails, and I enjoy the whole process, including talking to you people. Thank you for watching once again, and as always, see you in the next one.